So Mr. Howard, oh, sorry, this is page 78. Just in case you don't know, this is the page number for your math book. Mr. Howard's pool is connected to his pool house by a sidewalk as shown. He wants to buy sod for the lawn shown in gray. How much sod does he need to buy? So I'm going to multiply the area. I'm finding all of this right here, which is in red. I color coded everything so you guys can kind of see where these numbers are coming from and it's a little more clear. So 24 and 1/2, I'm multiplying the area of this red square times 24 and 1/2, and that's exactly what I did there. Now I'm going to multiply or change this number from a mixed number into an improper fraction. So I'm going to multiply 24 times 2, and then I'm going to add the 1 at the top. So 4 times 2 is equal to 8, and 2 times 2 is equal to 4. I get 48. And then I'm going to add my 1, which gives me 49. My denominator stays the same. It's going to be 2. So I have 49 halves times 49 halves. Now I'm going to multiply my number 49 times 49. So I have 49 times 49. 9 times 9 is equal to 81. 9 times 4 is equal to 36. 36 plus 8 is going to give me 44. And I bring down my 0 because now I'm multiplying in my tens place. 4 times 9 is equal to 36. And 4 times 4 is equal to 16. 16 plus 3 is going to give me 19. I'm going to add all of my numbers together. 1 plus 0 is 1. 6 plus 4 is 10. 9 plus 4 is 13. Plus 1 is 14. 1 plus 1 is equal to 2. So I get 2,401 for my numerator. Now my denominator, I'm going to multiply 2 times 2, which gives me 4. Now that I have those numbers, I'm going to divide. Remember I told you that this bar is a division bar. So 2,401 divided by 4. I have 2,401 divided by 4. I need to figure out how many times does 4 go into 24. I know 4 can go into 2, that's why I'm jumping to 24. So 4 times 6 is equal to 24. Going to subtract. 24 minus 24 is equal to 0. I bring down my next number, which is also a 0. 4 cannot go into 0. It goes into 0 0 times, so I'm going to multiply 4 times 0, which is equal to 0. 0 minus 0 is still going to give me 0, so I'm going to bring down my 1. And 4 goes into 1 0 times, so I'm going to subtract. 1 minus 0 is equal to 1. So my remainder is 1, and it becomes my numerator. And my denominator stays the same. It is going to be 4. So my final answer for the lawn is going to be 600. 1/4. Is it in yards? It's in yards. Yards squared. So this number is going to be my lawn. Okay? Now that I have my lawn, I'm going to look at the number for the pool house. And fortunately, the pool house is already given to you. So it says right here, 16 yards squared. So I'm going to write that down, 16 yards squared. And that is the number for my pool. And my sidewalk, I also am given the measurement. So it's 3 yards squared. Now, for the pool, I'm not given the measurement, so I'm going to make sure that I figure out what is the measurement for the area for the pool. So now I'm going to find the pool by multiplying my numbers together to get my area. And the numbers I'm multiplying are right here for the pool. You see the pool is colored in blue. I'm multiplying 7 and 1/2 yards times 2 and 1/2. So I'm going to write that down for you. Remember, area is equal to width times length, or you can say base times height. Either method, either way, you guys remember it's the same thing. Okay, so now I'm going to multiply. I have 2 and 1/2 times 7 and 1/2. Okay, 2 times 2 is going to give me 4. 4 plus 1 is equal to 5, so I have 5 halves. And on the other side, 7 times 2 is 14, plus 1 is 15. So I get 15 halves. So now I'm going to multiply. I have 15 times 5. 5 times 5 is 25. 5 times 1 is 5, plus 2 is 75. So my numerator is 75, and my denominator is 4. Now I'm going to divide. Oh, you guys didn't even get to see me solve that. Okay, that's what it looks like. 15 times 5 is equal to 75. And now I'm dividing 4 and 75. 4 goes into 7 once. 7 minus 4 is equal to 3. Bring down my 5. 4 goes into 35. Probably, let's see. Oh, 8 times, right? Because 4 times 8 is 32. 35 minus 32 is 3. My remainder is 3. So that becomes my numerator, and my denominator is 4. So I get 18 and 3/4. Let me write that down here. 18 and 3/4 yards squared. And notice I kind of set up this area already on this side because I wanted you guys to kind of see. So I drew a tape diagram. We have the pool house, we have the sidewalk, we have the pool, and we have not yet the sod. The sod is this gray area, right? All of it. But we don't want to include this part, so that's why we're subtracting. So on the bottom, you'll see me subtract 601/4 because this is the measurements for the lawn, all of it, including the pool house, the pool, and all that. But we don't want to include the pool house or the pool or the sidewalk. We just want to include the gray area. So to find just the gray area, I am subtracting 601/4 minus 16 yards, which is the pool house, minus 3 yards, which is the sidewalk, minus 18 and 3/4 yards, which is the pool, okay? So now that I have that measurement, I am going to start subtracting. So I'm going to first subtract the larger numbers, which is the 600 minus 16 minus 3 minus 18, and then I'm going to subtract using my numbers for the others, okay? So first I'm going to subtract the whole number. So I have 600 minus 16 minus 3. Let me use a different scratch paper. So I have 600 minus, I know that 16 plus 3 is equal to 19. So I'm subtracting that. Okay? 10 minus 9 is equal to 1. 0 changes into a 9. 9 minus 1 is equal to 8. And 6 changes to a 5. And I have 581. Okay? So I'm going to write that down. I have 581 1/4 yards minus 18, this number right here, and 3/4 yards because I need to still subtract the pool. So I'm noticing that 1/4 cannot be subtracted by 3/4. So I'm going to borrow from my whole number. And when I borrow from my whole number, it means that I'm adding 4. Okay? So my 581 changes to 580. And this number in my numerator changes to 5/4 minus 18 and 3/4. Now, 580 minus 18 is what I need to figure out how to solve. Let me move this a little higher so you can see that. 580 minus 18. 10 minus 8 gives me 2. 8 changes to a 7. 7 minus 1 is 6. I get 562. And then 5 minus 3 is going to give me 2/4. Not quite done yet because I can divide the top and bottom number by 2/2 to simplify it. So my final answer is going to be 562 1/2 yard squared. Okay, so that is my final answer. Now I'm going to move on to the next problem.